Pre-order the Clownfish TV comic book right now on Indiegogo. Go to clownfishtvcomic.com. That's clownfishtvcomic.com. This is a fun collection of all new comic strips based on dumb stuff we've said on the show. Again, that's clownfishtvcomic.com. You're gonna have to hurry. We're only taking pre-orders for a limited time. Now we're gonna get back into the show. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. It's the morning after. The morning after, and the news is not that good. Disney's stock is dropping.
It was dropping yesterday, but yeah.
It's really dropping off a cliff now because, you know, they said, hey, we're losing subscribers.
It wasn't just one loss. It was the second loss in a row. And then on top of it, it came, not only did it come lower than expectations, it dropped. Like they expected it to go up to 163 million, and it ended up at like 157 or 158 million. So yeah, not good.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this, and look, you know, we talked about it after the earnings call last night, Geeky and I. And it was like, I don't think Disney has a plan. I don't think there's any plan. I think their plan was to keep making billion-dollar movies, keep packing them into the theme parks, and keep going raising prices, and going up and up and up and up on Disney Plus subscribers. And now, you know, they've hit a ceiling, and now people are starting to cancel their subscriptions. They're having to merge Hulu and Disney Plus together to try to, you know, salvage a situation. The content pipeline is not looking that great for Disney Plus, to be honest. A lot of the shows are getting canceled.
They keep doubling and tripling down on like Marvel and Star Wars, and that's just not going the returns. And then the Acolyte, we are going to do a video later about that. And there's some things that are being said by Leslie Headland that I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, this is going to be a disaster. It's going to be an absolute disaster. So anyway, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to piratesandprincesses.net for more objective Disney news. Go out to clownfishtv.com for more objective everything else news. And so tell me about what happened last night, and then we'll talk about where we're at today with the stock.
Well, just last night when they did their investor call, they got on there, and then if you go down, I have the numbers. They expected to be at 163.7 million subscribers, analysts, okay?
Yes.
But they instead ended up at 157.8, which was down from 161.8 last quarter. So they figured it would gain a couple million. And though not only did it not gain a couple million, it lost like 4 million.
A lot of people saying they're unsubscribing. A lot of people watched it just for certain shows. And then, like, even The Mandalorian, season 3 was a disaster. A lot of people didn't like it. And they're canceling.
Right. Well, they said some of the different analysts and investors saying that the reason people are dropping the stock and the stock prices are going low is because many are concerned by the fact that if you take away the Disney's paid ad-free tier, and then the fact that they're going to raise prices on it again, and you took that away, and you took away their restructuring. Basically, you need subscribers to keep the money coming in and have that subscriber growth. These are like little short-term patches. But you need that. Otherwise, it's going to be, constant price hikes and everything else, which is going to turn people off. So they're kind of like, this isn't going to work because the subscriber growth has to be there too. So it's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a wound, a gaping wound kind of thing. Yeah,
and, they had Cruella de Vil saying that, they were going to have to jack the prices up because, those employees wanted paid more. So now they got
to raise. Theme parks. Yeah. So you have that whole element too. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be Christine McCarthy, the one who made comments before about everybody being too fat. Mm-hmm. Now they have to jack the prices up in the theme parks because those damn Disney employees, they wanted more money. So
right. And the way that they had to twist their arm to get it. So now we're going to raise prices on the park goers again. I was talking streaming prices, but yes, their answer to everything is keep raising prices. The problem is Disney's already known for being gougy to begin with, and people are getting kind of sick of it.
And then with the writer's strike too, like we don't know what kind of content any of these streaming platforms are going to have.
That's true. They might have nothing for if it goes on for months and months and months.
And it could be that whatever they have produced right now or whatever they're finishing up is all they have. So I don't know, but whatever's going on, the stock market reacted, and my takeaway from it was there's no plan. Their plan was to just keep making money indefinitely without having to change anything, and that is not working anymore. They can't just depend on every blockbuster to be $1 million or $1 billion movie. Sorry, yeah, $1 million movie. That'd be really bad.
Well, lately it's been more like that it had millions of dollars, not billions.
Well, I was reading an article earlier today. They're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. They said basically its last weekend to make bank is going to be this next weekend because next Fast and the Furious movie comes out.
Well, I'm waiting to see because this weekend's going to be very telling how if it goes down considerably, then it's toast.
Yeah, and that was the best shot they had to make bank on Marvel this year because I'm telling you, the Marvels is not going to do well.
Not organically.
I don't even think they have the money to cheat it anymore. I think Disney's at a point right now. I personally think they're in much, much worse shape than they're letting on.
Oh, yeah, I'm
they're,
sure.
They're panicking. You were talking about the parks. They're offering all these deals and stuff in the parks. I just got a bunch of email blasts this morning. Book a cruise. Come to Disneyland. Do this. Deals,
well,
deals,
they're focusing on cruises because cruises, I guess, is the one thing that they're actually, kind of doing well with because it's cheaper to go on a cruise than it is to go like the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? You can actually go on a real cruise for less than it costs to go LARP for not even 2 days.
Yeah.
But then the profit margins are probably higher too because you're not running those rides as, all that stuff. And it's just, get them on the boat and gouge them.
Probably.
So this is coming from CNBC. Disney shares sink after the company reports streaming subscriber losses. They said shares were down about 9% Thursday after the company reported subscriber losses at Disney Plus during the most recent quarter.
They keep acting like it's the most recent quarter. The problem was it was 2 quarters in a row, and they expected growth again from last quarter. Like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. We're going to grow a couple million by next quarter. And not only did it not grow a couple million, it went down 2 million. That's the problem. Same as we've seen with other streamers. This isn't like a Disney-only issue. I'll make that clear. But now Disney's starting to get the brunt of it too.
Yeah, the downtick was offset by price increases, which led to a narrowing of operating losses at the streaming unit by $400 million for the fiscal second quarter.
So they're just using that Hail Mary pass, and now they're going to try to raise prices again. Thing is, what's going to happen is people are going to be like, "I'm not paying this anymore," and then they're just going to they're going to lose more people.
I sold my Disney stock and I sold it for more than it's at right now. So
there you go.
Let's just say I kind of noped out because I looked at the long term and I'm like, I don't think it's going to go any higher. I think this is, I think I sold it, I want to say it was around like 150, 160 a share or something like that.
It was a while ago, man.
It was a while ago. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's going to go higher than this for a while because it hit like $200 a share at one point and then it just like,
yeah.
Wall Street expected a gain of more than 1 million Disney Plus subscribers, according to Street Account, and the surprise subscriber loss spooked the street. Shares of the company were trading at around 92 a share Thursday. The stock had been up over 16% so far this year. Everybody's like, I remember when they hit $200 a share, and I said, this is going to bottom out. I told people, I said, it's
they were like, you're wrong, Clownfish.
You're wrong,
it's
Clownfish.
Never been better.
Disney's great. They've never been better,
like,
Clownfish.
Just wait.
Disney will face headwinds from reductions in ad budget, intense streaming competition with Netflix's new ad tier, and continued economic uncertainty, according to a note from Paul Verna.
And here's the problem. You guys just already did you have to pay for some of these different bundles. You raise prices, and you're going to raise them again. And people are going to be like, nah, I don't need it.
Yeah, they said that basically the only way that Disney's going to make more money is raise their prices.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do, but I don't think it's going to work the way they think it's going to work.
No, and they keep going on about the ad-supported tier. I want to talk briefly about this because everybody seems to be betting on ads, on video ads. You do realize that all the ad rates are down across the board. Mm-hmm. Like it's not the win they think it's going to be. And the reason they're raising the price on the ad-free tier is they do know this. So
they're trying to make the money back from those people.
Subscribers, yes. Basically, you find a paying mark and you keep bleeding them dry.
That's what they always do, though.
That's what they're doing.
And they're going to raise prices at the parks now and everything else to offset, salaries there. So basically, the only thing that's saving them is they're restructuring and layoffs.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they're charging people now and getting some people paying the ad free, that's the reason they made money. And that's what narrowed the gap. Otherwise, they would be far, far worse. And I think everybody knows that because this is like the best you can do if the subscribers are going down is, flatline.
Yeah.
That's a good case scenario.
They said that they're running out of headroom for further increases. Again, you're going to hit a ceiling. You're not going to be able to start charging people $30, $40 a month for Disney Plus. Well, I mean, you're going to have your Disney diehards, but you're going to price out the majority of people. And I think the previous price hikes did price out a lot of people.
Well, even beyond that, even diehards or not, a lot of the content they're creating has been crap. Like Star Wars, Marvel were the big things they were leading with, right?
Yeah.
And they aren't doing well. Like people aren't liking the shows. They're not coming in the numbers they thought they would. Actually, Hamilton did more for them, I think, than some of these other tent poles. I think that we've seen it now with the temples that they're trying to take them off the streaming service so that you have to pay for them elsewhere. We do have, I don't know if it's related or to what end, but like they're sending their content to other services. And I'm sure they're getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems, and we said this yesterday, it seems like they're trying everything. They're throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what's going to stick. And I honestly feel like, because Iger's only coming in for 2 years, supposedly, it really feels like he's the substitute teacher. It feels like he's just kind of letting things run. He's being the bad guy. He's kind of getting rid of people he needs to get rid of. But I don't think there's any long-term plan. I'm not seeing Bob Iger coming up with any long-term plans. Just let's, get more subs. Let's, jack up the prices. Let's lay some people off. I don't see it. There's no major plan here.
No, just basically stay above water.
And
to what end?
To what end?
But then they're going to have $17 billion that they're threatening Florida with.
Bullshit. There's no way. There's no way. I don't see where they're going to get this money from. And they still people keep forgetting. They took a bunch of loans out.
Yeah, which we mentioned, yeah.
During the pandemic.
Some of them they paid back because they had to be paid back within a year or two. But there was a lot that were longer.
There were like 25
Yeah, there was a lot that were longer
loans.
term. I don't know what happened to those. No one ever talks about.
No, they get memory hold.
I tried to find out, but like it's hard to, they never get mentioned again.
No, all this stuff kind of gets, mixed into the soup. Here's our total debt and whatever. But I think Disney is in debt. I mean, yeah, they're making money, but they're massively in debt. They're still paying off the freaking Fox crap, and that was the worst thing they could have done. They're not building stuff as fast as Universal. They're not making bank.
But they're gonna do expansions. They said they were.
Okay.
Someday maybe.
Someday.
But just because they said it, that means it's true. Yay!
And then what they're not bringing up either is the combative tone between Iger and DeSantis. Like that doesn't look good to shareholders because to a shareholder, they're going to be looking at this like, okay, Bob, how are you going to fix this? What's the future of the company? And he's just like, well, Florida won't let us do this, and Florida won't let us do that.
Let's be honest here. Chapek started it, but Bob Iger made it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Chapek's, out there. We're gonna dictate politics, and that set DeSantis off. I mean, that's what started this whole thing. Let's be honest. But Bob Iger could have calmed it down considerably multiple times. And instead they did stupid things, which made it worse. Somebody who's in a place where they don't think where they, are financially solid and they don't think it really matters, it's not going to hurt them that much. Don't go do the shit that they got caught doing.
No.
It just tells me they're desperate. And I'm telling you, it's because they want to keep all that, be able to do whatever the hell they want in Florida because they have trouble like crazy in Anaheim. And they're trying to make sure they don't end up in the same position they're in with Anaheim.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to watch. I think basically all of Disney's bad decisions they've made over the last 5 to 10 years are starting to catch up to them.
Yeah, it was $10 a share less today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not a vote of confidence. Now, some of the analysts are like, yeah, it'll eventually pan out. Disney always kind of...
I'm sure it will eventually go back up. But by going back, they always say that, but how it doesn't go very far. I think it was 113 or so. It was what was it? What was the most 52-week high? 126. And the thing is, I think that only lasted for a blip, not very long. It's mostly sticking up if it goes up about 113 in that range, if it gets up that high again.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting down to pandemic levels of meh here. And
you can even see what are the highs in the last year. What was this one here? Is this 126 right here? 121. And then this year, though, it hasn't gone above, what was this height? 110. I think I remember, but it probably was last year, 113 or so. So it's staying around 110. So it's not great. No,
it's not great at all. So I think I sold in here somewhere. So I actually made some money, but I knew it was going down, and I looked at the long term, and I'm like, there's waning interest in Marvel, waning interest in Star Wars. Eventually people are going to get, going to the theme parks, they're going to get that out of their system because they weren't able to go anywhere for 2 years. And then and Disney Plus still isn't making money.
Well, what's going to happen is when they're doing these theme park price hikes and things, initially you're going to see a bump in the stock. People are going to be like, oh, look, we have more money. Basically, our theme parks did well. Yeah, I'm sure they did because you're charging how much per person per day for Disney Plus?
Yeah.
And you had and then they even said, well, it's probably going to go down though because our 50th anniversary stuff's over. You know, so I don't know, but they had their 100th anniversary stuff. So they're already trying to make excuses, but the 100th anniversary should have offset it. I don't know, guys. It's just going to be up and down. I personally, when it gets down in the 80s, I usually do buy some because I do think eventually it'll come back up, and then you just sell it when it comes back up.
Yeah. You know, it's funny though, is like all their competitors, all the other tech companies are going up, and Disney's going down, and these stocks were all kind of in the crap.
And I have stock in Netflix and Amazon too. And Apple, actually.
Well, there you go. All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.